How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another Pentagon Challenge update today. I'm losing track of the seasons, to be honest. I think it's season 19 or season 20, but we're back today for another update. Of course, if you missed out on last week's, then be sure to go and check that one out. It'll give you a pretty good idea of where we are today. It wasn't a big update, but you know. And of course, I have been streaming this all week. I think this today, Monday, was the 8th straight day of streaming on Twitch. If you want on Twitch, it's basically a streaming website so you guys can watch me play Football Manager live. And we have been playing the Pentagon Challenge live more or less every morning, every late morning to early afternoon for the last 7 days or so. A link is always in the description down below. So if you're ever up to something or you're working and maybe want something on in the background, feel free to come over and say hello. So we're going to give you an update. You can probably tell it wasn't a successful season in terms of Champions Leagues this year. But let's go and talk about it. I'm gonna talk about first thing. Let's go on to the transfers. So yeah, we are still with Inter. It was a strange season. As you can see, we spent 225 million. Let's talk about it. First player in Federico Foffi. I think we had a quick word about him last video. Sorry, he didn't play much. We actually ended up loaning him out. Luis Batista came in from Atletico Madrid. Fantastic player. You can see in terms of his attributes there, an unbelievable talent. Fantastic player. Attack midfielder on a free as well. Next up, I felt we needed, to bolster our defence a little bit. Left back was a player we came, and we brought in Francisco Javier Fernandez from Manchester United for £65 million. Brought him in at the end of July. Good player, but as I've said, I think plenty of times during this series, fullbacks have been so hard to come across. So I was pretty grateful that we managed to get this guy in. Good player, decent crossing, and as a defender, he's pretty good. A little bit annoying at times where he gets caught in behind a few times, but maybe that's just the match engine rather than him as a player. But yeah, got some good assists this season, which we'll talk about later on. Mario Kruger was a striker that DOF, I think, brought in, my director of football. A big player that came in here was Emerson. He was my last signing of the summer transfer window. 22 years of age, Brazilian. Fantastic player again, 6'3". Partnered one of our defenders, Sunday Okocha, very well at centre-back. I liked him a lot. Good player. I think he got Young Player of the Year as well in the league. And then we came to January and I really spent the money. This guy who could be a cult hero and a legend of this save, Mikelito Borkovic, came in from Hamburg. We activated his release clause of £90 million. Barcelona also activated it at the same time, but he managed to pick us, which was great. As you can see here, fantastic. Really, really good player, guys. We'll talk about him a little bit more later. But physically, he's fantastic. In front of goal, he's fantastic. Mentally, he's fantastic. So, yeah, really, really did like the look of him. In terms of sales out, we did sell £202 million worth of players, just fringe players, really. There was no real first teamers. There were players in our reserves and second team that were worth like 20, 30 million. So I thought we'd just cash in. So you can see here, we've cashed in 32 million, 30 million. Yeah, a number of players that left the club. Let's go and move on to the competitions then. This season we did go on to win the league quite comfortably in the end, only losing 3 games, getting 9 draws, 26 wins as well in the 38 games. Borkovic finishing top goal scorer with 16 goals despite him only being here half the season. Champions League, we knocked out in the first knockout round. Guys that watched that one on stream would notice and know how disappointed I was with that. And in the Italian Cup, we were knocked out in the first round by Empoli. So we had good campaign in the league. We were second for a long time, but we really just turned up the tempo the last stretch of the season, which I'm pretty happy with. If we could have a quick look at the schedule. Friendlies were very, very straightforward. We had a great start to the season. It took us until October to get our first defeat, but we got a couple of 6-0 wins to kick us off. Lazzaretti, you guys will remember him from when I managed Manchester City, Adriano Lazzaretti. He had a great start to the season. 10 goals overall, and that is more than all of these seasons, We really got him firing, and then he went on a real dry patch throughout sort of late October, November, December, and that's what triggers bringing in Borkovic. I felt we needed someone elite. Our group in the Champions League was Zenit, Celtic, and Salzburg, so we did get through that quite easily. I don't think we dropped any points quickly scrolling through. Oh yeah, we drew to Zenit, but that was the only time we dropped points really. But the whole season was very, very consistent. We did really, really well. We got a 1-1 draw away at Liverpool. Fantastic late goal from Vicent, our left winger. And then unfortunately lost 3-1. It was 0-0 at half-time. We had a goal disallowed in the first half as well. And the first sort of 20 minutes or so, the second half, we just fell apart. And it was So frustrated and really, really disappointed. Getting that away goal, I thought we got a massive chance. Liverpool had won it the previous 2 years, and unfortunately it wasn't to be. But after that, really, you know, we spurred us on. We got some massive wins: 4-0s, 5-0s, 4-0s, 5-0s, 4-0s, 6-1s. And that obviously triggered us going on to win the league in the end. And yeah, pretty disappointed. In terms of tactics, we started again with the 4-2-3-1. It's worked quite well. We've been using Harper as an advanced playmaker on the right hand side. Very rarely use that. Never used that before, to be fair, for a winger. So wanted to give that a go, and it worked quite well. He's been a fantastic player. And if we look at it in terms of look in terms of stats this season, most appearances was Rodolfo Telechia. Fantastic player. I think he finished top goal scorer the first year we were there last season. As a winger, he's great. Now you can see that corners, that technical attributes all towards the top there. He's a really, really good player. In front of goal, he likes a goal as well. Valued at 72 million, really in the prime of his career now. Sunday Kocher as well was ever-present really at centre-half. Played a lot of games alongside Emerson. But I think with his age now, may look to possibly replace him next season. David Kugustin, who's a right-back, he was pretty good for us as well. In terms of goals, it was Peter Harper who finished top goal scorer in all competitions. Still looking great as ever at the age of 34. You guys know how much I was looking forward to managing this guy, and we're managing him, and he's a fantastic player. Topolkovic did come in. 16 goals in 18 games. It was 16 and 16 in the league in the end. So really, really impressed with him. And I think that really bodes well for next season, doesn't it? With the amount of goals that he's been scoring already. And Telechia coming with 14 goals. We had a number of players, get double digits, which is good. And most assists was Peter Harper by a long stretch as well. 13, 11 to Telechia. So, yeah, really impressed with the team. In terms of transfers, though, unfortunately, we did have a lot of players that were going and contracts expiring. So, one of our better players this season, Youssouf Belabi, is going back to his homeland of France and joining PSG on a free, which is pretty disappointing. He was a good player for us, but these things do happen in football. We did offer him a contract, which he rejected, and he went to join PSG on a free. It was an okay season, guys. You guys know how much I wanted to win the Champions League this season. I'm still confident we can do it with Inter. We're already quite a way into the next season. So if you are over on Twitch, be sure to come and check us out. Keep your eyes peeled to see if we do get a Champions League. The board is still content at the moment. There will be money in the pot. We're in a pretty bad place at this time financially. But once the league money and stuff comes in, I think we'll be in a much better position. But I think defence needs strengthening. If we could, strengthen that defence, I think if you look quickly at our squad depth, the attack is very, very strong at the moment. We've got Topolkovic, we've got Telechia, we've got Peter Harper, we've got Batista. Maybe a change in tactic could suit us next season. But yeah, league is always going to be a strong focus, but Champions League has got to be our number one priority. We really need to prioritise that, and I'm hoping that we can do that, and we can go and finally win the final piece, and find the final piece of this jigsaw, which is the Pentagon Challenge, and which is the UEFA Champions League, guys. Be sure to hit the like button down below. As I say, twitch.tv/DaveAzapardi throughout late mornings, or you can follow me on my Twitter, which is DaveAzapardi as well, to find out when we will be live. Appreciate all the support. Hope you guys are keeping safe and well, and until next time, we'll see you all very, very soon.